111 years of lawlessness in New York State. I said that right. This massive assault against the people's rights to keep and bear arms. Well, the United States Supreme Court threw the law out the other day. The law has been thrown out, not parts of it. The law has been thrown out. Now let's talk about all this sewage that's being flushed down the Ticonderoga Creek. There's the Lachute, the Poop Chute River into Champlain from the 6,000 septic tanks that have been draining into Lake George for over 100 years as well. You didn't think I forgot about you, did you, Kathy Hotchell and Basil Sagos and all your little buddies up at Raybrook and up at Saranac Lake? Over 100 years of flushing. Dam 230, Isaac Kellogg's Dam at Ticonderoga, flushing the sewers of Ticonderoga down there to the fort at Lake Champlain, right in front of Fort Ticonderoga. All the sewage from the village of Ticonderoga was flushed using Lake George as a giant toilet flusher. For over a century, the 6,000 septic tanks of Lake George that drain into the lake off the bedrock because all the septic tanks are built on the lakefront. Where do you think all that sewage is going, George Penzel? And let's see, Nancy Flack, Kathy Flack up there at the Fort William Henry Hotel. Where do you think all that sewage from the bedrock's going, Tom West of the Fund for Lake George and RPI University? You build 6,000 septic tanks on top of bedrock. You don't think it all drains into Lake George and turns the lake green? Well, maybe you need to check with Channel 10 Spectrum News in Albany. Maybe they can straighten you out. But over 100 years of lawlessness, unconstitutional lawlessness by the state of New York, enforcing their unconstitutional, illegal gun laws. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the up and down water of Lake Ontario. Why'd you sue the International Joint Commission, Basil Sagos? Why did Basil Sagos sue the International Joint Commission? Because they were destroying lakefront property like Dam 230 on Lake George? It's the identical destruction mechanism, Basil Sagos. Identical to a T. Up and down water on Lake George. The same destruction process is the New York State's lawsuit against the International Joint Commission on Lake Ontario. Isn't that fascinating? That's a fascinating story, isn't it, George Penzel? And my old buddy, let's see, what's his name there? John Matthews. I think John Matthews passed away. How about Tony and Nancy DePace? They got a marina over in Bolton Landing. And Vinnie Cressito, they're the mayor of the, I guess the town of Lake George, the mayor of the town of Lake George. Fascinating story, isn't it? David Wick. Come on, David Wick. Roger Smith. Basil Sagos and the governor sue the International Joint Commission over up and down water, destroying lakefront property on Lake Ontario. That's the exact same destruction process that wiped out the Wither Marina 5 years in a row. So we need to have us a long and very detailed discussion. Letitia James, the Attorney General for the state of New York.